I am obsessed with this balcony. They have a ridiculous amount of plants. Okay. Hi guys, and welcome back to another video on my channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Sigourney, and you can hit that subscribe button to keep getting some more videos from me in the future. First of all, I want to apologise for the noise. I am finally in Melbourne, which is going to be my home for the next however long, but it also means that there's always something happening. So it's boiling today. I'm sitting on a balcony, which means there's going to be some noise from the street below. There's always trams and motorbikes, so I'm going to do my best to talk in between all the noise for you guys. Now, this video has been a long time coming. I've been really nervous to talk about it, just because I don't know, you're always nervous about putting yourself out there and getting judged. So today I am going to tell you my coming out story and why I don't believe sexuality should have a label. I don't know why I'm so nervous to film this. I'm just talking to a camera, but it already feels like I'm speaking to a whole audience. Okay, where do I start? So I'll take you back to as far as I can remember, which would probably be early high school days, so like 13, 14. I always knew I had an interest in girls, but you just kind of brush it off. You don't really think about it, just because, especially where I come from, our towns are so small. I didn't know one other gay person or any other person that was part of an LGBTQ community, so I was just like, it's totally normal to be straight, and probably everyone feels like this. And I think the first time I was really forced to think about my interest in girls was I had a crush on one of my really good friends, who I won't name, and I had that crush for maybe 6 months or more, and I was so confused during that time because I was like, is this how everybody feels, or is this just how I'm feeling, or, you know, is it wrong, is it right, doesn't everyone feel this way about their good friends? And I didn't really deal with it or think about it. I just kind of pushed it to the back of my mind and just continued being interested in guys like everybody else, and I didn't really address the thoughts I was having. I didn't talk about them to anybody, just kind of kept it to myself and just assumed that this was kind of like a normal process of growing up or starting high school and experimenting and yada yada yada, all that kind of stuff. So eventually this crush passed. We're still good friends, but I wasn't interested in her that way anymore. It just kind of fizzled, and I kept dating guys. I had a few boyfriends, and I kind of forced myself to be really interested in guys, probably to kind of suppress the part of me that was interested in girls. I never really found that I could connect to guys the same way I connected to girls. So towards the end of 2013, I would have been 15, I got into a long-term relationship with a guy, which lasted about 2 years. And during this time, I remember being excited and thrilled and happy and, you know, all those kind of feelings of being in love, but I never felt entirely connected the way I did with my friends. Like, I felt like my connections with my friends were better than the connections I had with this guy, but I kind of threw myself headfirst into this relationship completely, actually, and it ended up with me completely losing myself and losing a lot of my friends. And I think a part of that was me being in a first love and being naive and stupid, and then I also think part of it was me trying to fall in love so hard because I didn't want to believe the parts of myself that I was feeling. Like, I wanted to completely envelop myself in this relationship with this guy so that I didn't even have time to think about how I was feeling towards other people, like other girls, and I just ignored who I was for ages and ages, and I lost a lot of my friends because of it. I refused to hang out with a lot of people because I was terrified of my feelings, and I just got so invested in this relationship and I lost every part of myself. And I remember even while I was still with this guy, we'd probably been together about a year, I had a party at my house, and it was just like a casual sleepover thing, and I remember saying to my friends in Truth or Dare or something, I probably would have been about 16, I remember telling them that I thought I was bisexual, and I remember everyone's faces kind of being like, what? And I remember one of my good friends, she was like, so? And that was probably the first time I said it out loud to anybody that I thought I was something other than straight. And that helped me a lot in realizing that it wasn't something I had to be afraid of or ashamed of. And then fast forward, I was in a relationship for another 6 months with that particular guy. Started 2016 that ended. I ended that for different reasons other than my sexuality. And I ended up going to Brisbane for a couple of months with another good friend of mine, and we stayed there for about 3 months, and it was probably my like freedom period or my like experiment period being in Brisbane, having time just to be free and calm and not have to worry about other people, what they thought of me, because no one knew me in Brisbane. Could be a completely different person if I wanted to. So after my time in Brisbane finished, it was about July 2016, I came back to Christchurch, New Zealand, and I ended up getting a job in a cafe in Rangiora called Falls of Desire. I walked into this cafe for my very first shift, and it hit me like a ton of bricks, like someone had slapped me in the face. I still remember exactly how I felt, and I still remember the moment when I saw her. She was the barista at the time, and I felt like I had been run over with emotion. I could probably say that I basically fell for her on that exact moment of that day. Anyway, I was hired as a waitress. She was the barista, and we kept working together for a couple months. I was crushing on her so hard. I fell for her instantly. She is smart, she's funny, she's attractive, and she just had this charisma that, like, she didn't care about anything, but in like a good way. Like, she cared, but she didn't overthink anybody or give a shit about someone's opinion of her, and it was so freeing and relaxing. And we started to hang out more and more. We had drinks and hung out, and I remember the first time that she kissed me, and it being like the most mind-blowing experience of my life. And and I brought her around to my house one night just to hang out, and when she left later that evening, my family actually said to me, like, what's going on? She's not just a friend, obviously, you guys are kind of smitten with each other. What's happening? Are you bisexual or something? And I ended up having to kind of tell them then and there that I did really like her, and that I was into girls. Kudos to my entire family for being the most relaxed, calm people about it ever. It took everyone by surprise because I'd never spoken about anything like this to anybody, not even my good friends, and every single person that is close to me was okay with it, and that was very special for me. And long story short, 15 months later, I packed up all my bags and moved to Melbourne to live with her. She was leaving New Zealand, and this is why I'm in Melbourne now, is we're still together, and we're just having our own adventure and having the time of our lives. So you're probably asking about now, Sig, are you gay or are you bisexual? You still haven't really answered the question. The answer is that I'm gay. I identify as a lesbian, but it is hard to process when you're in a relationship and you only love or are sexually attracted to one person. Currently, I don't have any sort of sexual attraction or any sort of sexual desire towards men. I feel completely connected wholeheartedly to females, and so I identify as a lesbian for those reasons. But the other thing I wanted to have a quick chat about was labeling sexualities and why I don't think it's a great idea. For the start of my relationship with my current partner, I got a lot of questions about, are you gay or are you bisexual? And I would just answer as, I only love her, so I don't entirely know. And I think this is why I think that labels can sometimes be not damaging, but difficult for the person that is to be labeled. As in, a lot of people ask me that question because they had to know, like they had to have a conclusive answer as to who I was or what I was. I feel labels are completely limiting. I don't feel like it's necessary. A lot of people asked are you gay or are you bisexual, like we need to know. And I was just kind of like, I'm still processing who I am and what I feel. I don't know if I can tell you a conclusive answer right now. Can you just accept that currently I am in a lesbian relationship, I'm in a same-sex relationship, a gay relationship, I'm part of the LGBTQ community, but I don't know what my exact label is. So I think that often some people just want to experiment, they just want to kind of figure out who they are and what they want, and also sometimes people aren't quite ready to deal with that part of themselves, because it is hard to deal with. Like, it's extremely difficult to come to terms with, even if you're comfortable with yourself. And sometimes it's easier to not be labeled because you don't want to have to fit yourself into that box or cram yourself into that category that people want you to be in because they need to know. It's just nice to be like, I'm in a gay relationship, but I don't know if that means I'm gay. So thanks for watching this video with an open mind. Feel free to share it with any friends or family members or anyone you feel like would benefit from watching this video, even just for an educational purpose to help other people be more accepting of and more understanding of the LGBTQ community. Leave any comments or questions in the comment section below. I'll answer them the best that I can and try and give some advice the best that I can. But otherwise, I hope you all have a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!